transitioning to how Delish, the mission is just community, as you see on our wall, it says community. And it's that enables people to trust and really just be themselves. So when we originally opened, before we opened, we had decided that we wanted to bring a different aspect to the vegan community, right? We knew this area didn't have much of vegan options. So we wanted to bring all those different experiences to how delicious. We'll have a pizza night, we'll have a nacho night, we'll have burritos, we'll have lasagna. We wanted to make sure that we brought that diversity into our space.
I'm joined today by Laiquan Harvey. She is the owner of How Delish, a wonderful, tasty cafe restaurant serving desserts and so much more in West Orange. She has created this whole community because it wasn't just about creating a business. It was about creating a business that brought together community, was sustainable, and that was her mission. And she does that through vegan cuisine. I love how dedicated she is to her business, and you're going to enjoy these great nuggets of information from the founder of How Delish. Welcome to Designing the Business, the podcast where we explore what it really means to build a business with purpose. I'm Risha Walden, founder of Walden Interiors and a vegan interior designer, and this show is dedicated to conversations with founders, creatives, and leaders who are building successful businesses while staying aligned with their values. Here we talk about mission, integrity, growth, and the real decisions behind running a business that does good for people, for animals, and the planet. Whether you're a business owner, a creative professional, or someone who believes your work should reflect who you are, you're in the right place. Let's design the business intentionally. Today, I have a vegan business leader, Laiquan Harvey. She has made it her mission to create a community, and she does that through vegan food. However, it was not planned. She went from a mistake to a mission. Join me. You're going to love this episode. Laiquan.
Yes.
What inspired you to start your business, and how did being vegan play into that?
Okay, so the business started by mistake. It actually wasn't the plan. Not mistake, but it wasn't the plan. So
Really? Okay.
I decided to stop eating dairy, and that left me kind of stuck when it came to desserts. So I was the person that loved dessert, would eat dessert constantly. But then when I decided to stop eating dairy, the choices became very tasteless and the limit was just, it was crazy. So I decided to start converting my recipes into vegan recipes just so that I can enjoy something that was good. From that, I never intended to sell. Right? It was just really me and my family, from my own consumption. And my husband and I went to a restaurant, and they were saying that they didn't have desserts, and they were lacking a supplier. And my husband says, "Oh, she makes desserts," and I was just like, "What?" And they told us to bring samples of the desserts. So we took them samples, they loved it, and then we started supplying that restaurant. So that's how it all came about, because I'm an engineer. So I went to school for engineering.
Okay.
I was working in the construction industry at the time. Actually I was running my own business, so I have a project management consulting company.
Okay.
So it just was like it started becoming like that creative side of me, that process was shining through the baking and desserts. And that's how it came about.
Wow. Okay. So did you become vegan? Everybody asks you this, like, why did you become vegan?
For health.
For health.
Yeah. So originally, actually, growing up, we were vegetarian. That was the word back in the 70s. It was vegetarian.
Yeah.
Vegan was this word that came about. Maybe that word existed, but I didn't hear that word as a youngster. Back then it was vegetarian. So we were vegetarian. We didn't eat eggs. We didn't eat we ate some cheeses, like, like that.
Right.
But for the most part, we didn't eat any meat, fish, nothing.
Ah.
So that's where it started. And when I got older, I realized dairy, well, when I was younger, dairy never agreed with me.
Right.
And so my husband and I, we had a conversation. I actually went out of the country. We went to Trinidad and Tobago and we had meat there. And it was so different than here.
Right.
And that was when we decided when we come back, we're not eating meat anymore. So that was our honest because we knew what was here was not.
So there's a deeper mission behind, your business than just making money. Yes, you're a business, so it is for profit. But doing it as a vegan, there's an alignment, right, with that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
For me, I've always been passionate about people, right? So whether I was vegan or not, that was always my thing. I always was passionate about about people. So even when I had my business, doing project management,
Mhm.
I made it. I made it a mission to hire people that wouldn't get hired if they were to apply to a larger scale construction company, right? I hire minorities, I hire women. So from back then, I was always, you know, geared to help others that were like at a disadvantage.
Right.
Transitioning to how Delish, the mission is just community, as you see on our wall, it says
Yeah.
community, is community and different, like so many different aspects, feeding people, having them gather in your space, those things give people a sense of community. And is that enables people to trust and really just be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't feel that connection, you'll never really move to the next step to like open up or and I feel like that's the first step to any relationship, to any community, is to make people feel welcome and loved. And we all want to feel that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you did this for health, do you think that's part of like building the community, as in like looking after the community? Because what we know about animal, not just in terms of like how terrible it is for animals, right? But also how terrible it is on your health,
Yeah.
right? Do you see that as part of like building a healthy community?
Yes. Because, we get people that come here all the time and they say, I want this product or I want, and how Delish, we focus on health and we want you to eat healthier, but we're not saying we're the healthiest.
Right.
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 So we're saying we want you to choose this over that.
Right.
And that's like the stepping stones into becoming healthier. Because as you know, once you stop eating real junk,
Right.
your taste buds change. You actually start eating
Yeah.
more greens. Your body craves different things.
Yes.
And you be like, I never even ate this before, but now all of a sudden you're eating it daily.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
those are the things that happen. So we feel like if you take that step towards being healthier, your body eventually just tell you like, I don't want to eat this. I don't want to eat that. It'll just start shedding the rest of it. So yeah.
So you are about desserts because you love sweet, right?
Yes, yes.
But you got more than sweets going on here.
Yes, yes. So when we originally opened, before we opened, we had decided that we wanted to bring a different aspect to the vegan community, right? We knew this area didn't have much of vegan options.
How
And
much not a vegan options? What vegan options? What are vegan options? I don't know about these vegan options.
there's not much here. There's not much in the area.
Yeah.
So we wanted to bring everything to How Delish. So we wanted to bring all those different experiences
Right.
to How Delish. So we'll have a pizza night, we'll have a nacho night, we'll have burritos,
Yeah.
we'll have lasagna, burgers. We just really just stuck on the burgers. But yeah, we wanted to make sure that we brought that diversity into our space. Yeah, I forgot what the original question was. But
We're
yeah,
talking moving on to desserts. Like it's not just desserts. So now
Yeah,
so you're talking about all these things that people love to eat.
yes,
Burgers, pasta,
Yes.
nachos.
and I also see that people, even like me and my family, will love a place. We'll go there like constantly. Then all of a sudden we're like, I'm tired of eating now. I want to take a break.
Right.
Right. So here, I don't think you could ever get a break. We have so much stuff. We have so much, so
We're
much.
not giving you a break.
I love our Fridays when we switch it up on Fridays.
Right.
We have different specials on Fridays. It's just to keep it interesting. It's to show that vegan is more than just a salad, right?
Shocking.
And that's the biggest thing. Is like in the dessert. So we started out with desserts.
Right.
Now we have I don't even remember the count. I think we have like over 60 desserts here now.
Wow, okay. Yeah. So you're
And
rotating these.
yeah, so we have seasonal things. So we'll
Right.
have raspberry cheesecake towards the summer. We have apple now. We have peach in the summer.
Right.
Yeah, so we switch things in and out. We try to, I mean, we'll see from selling things like, oh, this is like starting to die down a bit. So we'll rotate it out with something else and bring like a new flavor in. It all depends on how things are going and the
Right.
demand
Right.
at the time. He's wanted to have vegan subs. A real vegan sub.
Yeah.
So we would go places and be like, oh, get a vegan sandwich. And be like, this is
Well, oh, you mean like that lettuce, tomato, and
lettuce, tomato, onion,
cucumber?
oil, vinegar, salt, pepper, oregano,
Yeah,
like
all of
that
that.
Jersey experience, biting into it with the oil and vinegar dripping. Like
Yeah.
that's a sandwich to us. And that's why our sandwiches are so big and they're juicy and full of veggies. And I would always ask for extra veggies on my sandwich. Wherever I would go, I would say, can I have extra lettuce? Can I have extra?
Right.
So, we're not shy on the veggies because it's just something that I love. So everything here is really something that I love, my family love, a family member. It's all from
the taste that they want. Like,
yeah.
just to be sort of like, normal. Go in, I'm going to get my, sub, and I'm going to get dessert, and I don't have to think about, the egg, the milk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's unusual because our case, people walk in, they're like, all of this is vegan?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, all of it's vegan because we're so used to having one or two options, sorbet,
Yeah. So, yeah. Everybody says they have vegan options.
Yeah, right? And it's like, oh, we have a burger, no bun, no cheese, no mayo. It's like, oh, okay, but you have a burger.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you go away from, the metropolitan area. I mean, we're still metropolitan, but, we don't have to be that far to be away from that.
That's
Get
true.
further away from it, it's like, you're having a salad with nothing in it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I was down in Georgia. I'm like, okay. So how do you make sure your business stays aligned with your ethics as it grows and evolves? Do you have any difficulty with that?
No, because I've always stuck with not what everyone else is doing, what I want to do.
Okay.
Right. So I never turned my back on that. So we pretty much stayed in line with that. I would say one thing that popped in my head when we first opened, we had biodegradable, compostable everything. Right. It was cups, utensils, everything. And the prices, the gouging that they know because people are passionate about something, they just the prices soared, right?
Okay.
So I could tell you a case of plastic forks is maybe $9. A case of compostable plastic forks, $60.
Wow.
Yes. So I had to decide. Either
Right.
I'm going to be open and feed the community, or we're going to be closed trying to keep up with compostable everything.
Right.
So I had to make a choice. So that hurt. Having to use plastic. I mean, we use compostables where we can. Our breakfast plate is bamboo, and you could put it in the oven, reheat your breakfast or whatever's on that plate. So we try where we can, but it's just so expensive. It's astronomical, actually.
Right.
To try to keep up with that. So that's one thing that I wasn't able to stay aligned with when we first opened. That was what I wanted to do, but I couldn't continue to do it and keep our doors open.
Well, your mission is to feed a community in a healthy way, in a vegan way. And sometimes you have to give that up, right?
Yeah.
And your mission is to feed it, like you say. You can't feed people if, the fortune
place
cost
exactly
more than the cost of the food.
Yeah.
So, recently what was that? 11 Madison Park,
Mhm.
right? The big New York City Michelin-starred restaurant. It reintroduced meat. Yeah.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know
Oh, you
that.
didn't know that? Yeah. They reintroduced it a few months ago
Oh,
so that they want diversity. But the big thing was the cost, because they were finding that they couldn't survive as a business and people felt like they didn't have the options when they were eating out if they weren't a vegan, right? Because it
yeah.
wasn't do you have any of that?
No, no. How Delish will close before I would serve me. Yeah, I'm just not there. I feel like there's so many things you can do, which all businesses are struggling right now.
Right.
Right? It's not just 11 Madison Park, it's not just the upper, it's everyone.
Right.
So people have to make decisions for what works for them, but I also feel like some businesses jump on things because it's a fad, because it's something that's popular at the time. And when it's no longer popular, I'll just go back to business as usual.
Right.
And that's a lot of businesses. They do it because they feel like it's gonna make them money, as we talked about earlier,
Right.
versus it really being a reason why.
Right.
So, I mean, you don't necessarily know that when you walk into a business, but people even come in here and ask, "Are you vegan? Are you,
You
And I'm like,
yourself.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm vegan." Like, I feel like, what? Yes, but I
Right.
also know there's so many people that own vegan businesses. They're not vegan.
True.
They're not interested in the agenda. They're not interested in their community, anything.
Right.
They're just there to make their buck and go home. So
Right.
that's not how Delish.
That's not you.
Yeah, that's not
Right.
us.
Can you share a moment that, you know, um, that staying true to your values challenged you professionally?
I would say it's something personal, but so when I decided to start How Delish, I had in my mind this dual life I would have where I can do engineering and have How Delish and
Okay.
be able to do both at the same time. And there was a point where the person that was supposed to help me, she decided that it wasn't for her. She wanted to, go a different direction. And in that moment, I had to choose. I had to choose whether I was going to stay with my project management business or How Delish. And I remember my employee came to me and he said, I see what's going on with your dessert business, and I wouldn't be mad if you chose that over engineering. And it was like he gave me that pass, that like it's okay that I needed to make that choice. And it wasn't long after I went to them and I told them, I said, listen, I'm gonna go ahead with How Delish and I'm gonna pull back, and he said, I understand. And that was like big for me because the risk, the pay cut,
Yeah.
there's so many things. And it was like, well, this aligns with how I see myself in my future more than this. And I made that choice.
So you think that that decision really was because of what you saw as your future, what your goal is, what kind of life you wanted to live? Is that why you
Yeah.
made that choice?
I definitely wanted to be closer to home, be able to attend my kids' basketball games or, just be around
Right.
more. It's harder. mm, That's even why I started my own business, because it I wanted more flexibility, freedom, right?
Right.
That's what
So
we're all going for.
yeah,
We're all
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
maintain
make
that.
that freedom
Yeah.
happen.
So, um, I saw that path and control, because I guess I'm a bit of a control thing too. But that control, I was like, okay, I'll start my own business. And I always had a dream of having my own business. I really didn't know like what it was gonna be. So I always kept my spidey senses up for like, how can I do this for myself? So it was having more freedom, being able to be closer to my family. That was like the main thing. And I feel like in that industry it's hard. Being a woman, in a male dominated industry, being taken for granted when they know your capabilities, having to prove yourself daily is exhausting. It is it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So I think I just also wanted to be free of that pressure. This is pressure too, but it's
Oh God,
different
yeah.
pressure. So I think being free of that pressure, and we can't take for granted that everything prepares us for things.
Right.
So maybe that prepared me for the pressure I have here. That's why I'm sure, but it's not gonna break me,
Right.
So I'm thankful for all the experiences regardless.
So how long is How Delish been in business?
Since 2017, the brick and mortar, we've been here for almost 6 years. 6 years in May. It'll be 6 years.
Wow. So you kind of opened just at the perfect time during COVID.
Open during COVID. So our party, our grand opening party, was scheduled for the Saturday after they declared the state of emergency.
Great.
So I'm sitting at home and I said to my husband, I said, should we just put paper on the window and still have the party?
Yeah, you should.
And he's like, no, you do not want it to pop up on the news. The first thing about how delicious you spread like COVID throughout the community. And I was just like, oh man, yeah. So then we decided to just sit tight and wait. And I just got antsy and we decided to open May 1st of 2020.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been good. I can't complain about it. It's been good. Our community is awesome. Our community is awesome.
So what kind of impact do you hope your work will have on people, on animals, on the planet? Like,
I have this go-getter attitude. That's I don't think that I ever believe I can't do something. I just be like, can I find the time to do it? That's usually my issues. Like, can I find the time for this?
wow.
So I just wish I would hope that people knowing my story know me anytime they're faced with decisions and wanting to do things for themselves, they would say, if you did it, I could do it. I feel like that's majority. Yeah, if I could leave that imprint on people, that would.
Do you find people come in here and they're like, "Oh, what you doing here with this vegan business?"
Mm, I guess because we establish a lot of our clientele from doing festivals and
Right.
um no, we do have a large amount of new clientele. But yeah, we don't get many people that come in and say what's going on here. I think once they come into space, it's almost like you feel this like our customers say it all the time. The space you feel this peace, you feel this, and so maybe that just keeps the question from coming.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're getting vegans and non-vegans?
And non-vegans. We get people that come here that's not vegan, they eat it and they're like, this was awesome. I'm like, it's vegan. What? If we have a feeling that they're not vegan, we'll tell them. We're like, hey, this is plant-based. I'm like, I'll try it. And then they'll walk up like, I'll be back. We have people that's been back because they just love it so much and tell their friends.
Well, that's it, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't that for me, that's part of what my business is like making an impact without like shouting it. Like saying, yeah, well, you can be vegan and do everything, and for me, it's not going to change your aesthetics. It's not going to
Yes.
change your functionality. It's not going to
Yes.
change, the things that you want to eat for you, the
Mhm.
things you want to enjoy. Like, just have to be vegan.
Yeah.
And like what, and you get this fantastic impact on the earth,
Yes,
planet,
of course.
and on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My youngest son, he went vegan for animals. So he went vegan for a
Right.
different reason than us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
does that tie into it now, do you think, too? Like the animal aspect then?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I can't that's why I say I would never
Go back.
go back and
Yeah.
consider, oh, we should offer meat. Like I just can't see it for myself.
Right.
And maybe circumstances will change and make me different, but right now it's an absolute no.
Yeah.
Absolute no. Just for all those reasons, just like
So what do you think the biggest misconception people have about vegan businesses or, ethical entrepreneurship?
in businesses.
Yeah. Do you think people look at them like a vegan business differently?
Well, I feel like people feel like everything should be cheap,
Cheap
right?
and good.
Yeah. So it's like vegan or not, especially being vegan, it can't be cheap. We have people that come in and say, "Is what? I don't want to pay." So it's like it's mindset too, because you have that pay now, pay later.
Yeah. Pay
You
now, pay
know,
later. It isn't,
it's like so we're not price gouging. We're actually giving you the price of what things
the
actually cost to
value.
produce.
Yeah.
Yes, and so many people. I mean, you watch what's the Restaurant Impossible?
Oh,
When
the
he
Impossible
Yeah,
Me?
when
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
Restaurant Impossible is a TV
Sure.
show
Oh,
where he
no, I
would
didn't
sit
see that.
down and, like,
Okay.
revamp restaurants that are failing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
Oh,
the
right.
biggest thing he found in most businesses that they weren't priced properly.
Right.
He's like, "You're failing because you're selling this huge piece of meat or whatever for this price that you charged 20 years ago. You have to evolve."
Right.
Right? And I feel like people get stuck on what you were and don't understand the circumstance of now.
Right. Yeah, we've got
Right.
inflation, we've
This
got
is
cost of
different.
goods. I
Yeah.
mean, we want to keep farmers in business, right?
Yes.
So it's not just about, okay, we want to make it, yes, we want to make it, we want to have value to our product,
Mhm.
right? Cheap, you want cheap, go to McDonald's and see what you get.
Exactly. And that's what's happening now. Right? You see a fish sandwich we paid $8 for back in the day, now it's 2 for $5.
Right.
You're like, "What?"
Yeah.
When everything is going up, how can you go down?
Yeah. Well, something's going down. And it ain't it's, like
Yeah,
something that's not their profits are going down.
yeah, exactly.
So,
So they just let you know how much profit they were making prior
right. And like, what are they serving now?
and what are they serving
Like, if
now.
you can get 2 for $5, what actually is that,
Exactly.
right?
And I wish people would actually say that to
Yeah.
themselves. Why is this so cheap? What
Yeah.
am I eating? What is this doing to
What
my
am I
body?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I wish people would ask themselves that question. Like, why? Every time I see a commercial when something's cheaper, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Because in this economy,
No.
how?
Interior designer, and they're like, "Well, I can get that cheap over here." And I'm like, "But is it the same thing?" I mean, we're not comparing apples to apples, we're comparing apples and oranges. Like, that thing over there you got on Amazon may look the same because the picture it says orange and it's, but it's not the same. Like, what's
Yeah.
inside it?
Yeah.
Do you want this thing that you're going to throw out in 2 weeks, or
Mhm.
do you want to have something that's going to have longevity? It's going to
Or
keep
you
you
want to
going,
breathe
right?
on a pillow that's filled with stuff that
Yeah,
is going to kill you.
yeah,
Or,
exactly.
those are the
Oh
things
my
that
goodness,
we
yeah,
don't think about.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think one mistake you see your clients or customers making when? I mean, it's just about. I actually think you probably just answered my one question, which was like wanting it to be cheap. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You have to understand that quality costs.
Yeah.
And in the restaurant industry, if people don't know, there's a 10% profit margin. That's a typical thing. 10% profit margin.
Right.
That is slim.
It is slim.
It's not you have not a lot of room for error. We not only try to so when we offer foods, we do different, but we also like to give events for the community that are free.
Right.
So it's like we're using the money, that 10%, we're investing that back into the community. It's not like we're running home with it. Oh, so we're just trying to make sure that the kids, stay engaged with the community because COVID did some damage to our kids, our own psyche, not wanting to go out and not wanting to communicate with people. So we made sure we have events here to get people engaged, to play games or talk or, it's important.
Yeah.
Human connection is so important.
Absolutely.
And they wonder why depression and all these different things are going up. It's because, your connection.
Yeah. So, what do you think needs to change in your industry for it to truly align with more conscious, value-driven leadership?
I think kind of like what I mentioned earlier about the people that developing these vegan brands. I feel like it's not aligned with vegan values. Like we all know that everybody wants to push, oh, this is ethical, this is
Right. I
compostable,
see.
this is,
Right.
the catchy words.
Sustainable.
Yes.
Whatever. But what does that mean?
Like natural.
Yeah.
Natural now is on everything. You'll find the word natural on so many things.
Yeah.
So I think if we kind of just see through the smoke on some items, it'll help us. And I mean, I would like to consider myself a leader. in it where like I see the direction, I see what's going on, and I'll try to, make people aware of different things or once we understand exactly what's going on and we understand that everything is about money in
Sure.
America. It's all about money.
Right.
So if they know that majority of vegans like this word, they're going to put that word on their package.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Just to get you to buy it.
Right.
So we have to be conscious enough to flip it over and see what's really there.
What is there really? Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Because what was it? It was like Body Shop, I think, used to have everything vegan. They weren't going to test on animals. And apparently, I mean, I hope I didn't read this wrong because I'm saying it. And then, but that, they're removing that because they're going to continue to test on animals. So did they just do that because, oh, like you're saying, oh, it's hip. Like, let's put, cruelty-free vegan on it and people buy it.
Yes.
But when push comes to shove,
Yes.
like, it's like, okay, well, let's do away with that right now because it's
Yeah.
going to hit into our profits,
Yes.
because like you say, I personally can't imagine going back to using animal products. I just don't understand that concept. Like, I'm here. I couldn't start eating meat or dairy or like it. I can't, as an interior designer, start, I'll start putting leather here. Like, I'm looking for alternatives. I'm looking for ways to enjoy that, like you are in the food industry, without that violence.
If, like they say, if there's a will, there's a way. If you're looking for the easy way out,
Right.
you'll run to, let me do what's easy. Let me put this meat
Right.
back on my menu. But I believe I read that even a restaurant that did that still didn't see
A difference?
the turn that they were looking for to be able to stay open. So again, sometimes we got to look at the leadership.
Right. Well, yeah, you don't know. Like, why? What is it? What is it that? I mean, I know that I go to vegan businesses and try to give them my business over a non-vegan business because I want to support that. I want to support that's the kind of world I want to live in, right? But I don't know how. You just sort of change your mind about that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But as I say, I don't understand everything. But maybe, I'd say this all the time because I don't want to say I would never. And then,
Yeah,
like,
so
maybe
never
if
say
I was
never.
put in that situation,
Right.
as that person, I would make the same decision. I don't know.
Right.
But in this seat I am today, I can't see it. And I try to see everyone else's side to see how they made decisions. But I just.
Yeah, I mean, when push comes to shove, that's really what it is. But it's hard to, like, in your mind, see that how you would flip.
Yeah.
Because this is really what started you.
Yeah.
Was like really, this is like the basis of your whole business and of your restaurant is that aspect of not serving animal products.
Yeah. And I feel a difference in my body. That in itself, I don't need a lot of sleep to feel good. Cold seasons, we avoid a majority of what goes through everyone else. Being clear-minded, like waking up with ideas and not having to really it's just things just come to you.
Yeah.
It's something you understand once you're there. If you're not there, then you be like, yeah, whatever.
It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for sharing with me your ideas about business and, the mission you're on. Where's the best place for people to find you?
So we're here in West Orange, New Jersey at 55 Kingsley Street.
Okay.
We're open Wednesday, Thursday from 11 to 7, Fridays from 9 to 8, Saturdays and Sundays from 9 to 7.
Okay. Because you extended those hours.
Yes, when we first opened, again, we opened during COVID.
Right.
So that was alarming. You're like, you could open-ish. So it wasn't,
exactly.
it was hard. When we started adding food, we realized we needed earlier hours. Then we added breakfast, so we made it even earlier because when we originally started sandwiches, we didn't have breakfast. And just a quick story, we went to Maine and we were trying to find vegan breakfast. And we went to a spot. We had vegan breakfast, but my son's at the table. He's eating. He's like, Mom, you need to open a breakfast spot. You need to open a breakfast spot." When we came back, we started to plan to have breakfast here.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's hard to find a vegan breakfast.
very hard.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
because I end up making most myself, but
Yeah.
you know. Well, we will put the links to where you can find How
Yes.
Delish. If you enjoyed this talk, like, follow, share this podcast, and you can get your next one over here somewhere. Yeah, over there. Stay tuned.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Bye. Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you.
it.